Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we got this pawn shop gun. I want to thank Chris. First of all, he made pretty much everything in this video happen, so thank you, Chris. So obviously you can buy any kind of gun at a pawn shop. You could get a $3,000 gun at a pawn shop, but generally speaking, what I'm referring to in this video is, a $300 to $400 gun. Of course, with any used gun, you're not sure how they took care of it. Did they shoot it a lot? Did it get overheated? Did they modify it in any way? You don't know. So there's a lot of question marks, but it's fun to see, if you can get really good accuracy or just a solid deer hunting rifle out of a pawn shop gun. So we're going to find that out today. All right, so this is the pawn shop gun, and not really done a whole lot to it. I just simply took it apart, cleaned it real good, retorqued everything to spec. I did put new rings and bases on it, but overall, it is what it is. Savage Model 11, and let's see how it shoots. Shoot some different factory ammo here, 140 grain PPUs here. Some Winchester PowerPoints, 140 grain as well. We got some Winchester Supreme, 140 grain ballistic silver tips. Here is my hand load, 162 grain Amax, using accurate 4350. So let's start with the factory and let's see how this thing shoots. Well, velocities in the mid 2600s doesn't seem great to me. However, I am new to the 7mm-08. Group, not great either. In fact, terrible. Those three would be like a 2-inch group. That one over there makes it more like a 3-inch group. So, not truly impressed with that. Let's go on to the next factory load. All right, those PowerPoints, 140 grain, at least they got to 2700, even though the box said they should get to 2800, at least they're at 2700. Let's look at the group. Well, not good, but a little better than that. Of course, that is only a 3-shot group. So, you know what? I'm going to shoot 3 more at this same target and see what it looks like. All right, so after I bragged on at least being at 2700, it was all below 2700, same exact bullets, and SD was terrible. So 3 were great, 3 were terrible. I shot at the exact same spot, so let's look. Those 3 are a little over an inch apart. That was the first 3. Anyway, there's your 6-shot group. To be fair, all those are dead deer at reasonable distances, so it's not terrible. But anyway, let's move on to the next factory ammo. All right, let's try out these ballistic silver tips from Winchester. Well, not terrible velocity, but it was the best. Up in the 2730s, 2750s, so it had some okay velocity. Let's look at the group. Well, not horrible, about an inch group. So for sure, Winchester ballistic silver tips is the best factory ammo I shot today. Let's go ahead and move over to this other target. In case you're wondering, that was me sighting the gun in. Let's move over to this other target and let's pull out the hand loads. All right, we're going to shoot these hand loads, 5 different loadings. All right, so very anemic. This is only 1.5 grains under max, but terrible velocity. I've only used accurate 4350 twice now, and both times you get anemic velocities unless you're basically at max. If you're at max and you're loading the case up full, you can get pretty good velocity, but if you're under, I mean, you're way under. So let's see what the group looks like. All right, and first two was right there, and then that was the last one. So it was the beginning of a good group, but then that last one was a flyer, so not good. But let's move on to the next powder charge. Looks like it's gonna start raining here in a minute, so I'm kind of rushing. The first group was only 1.5 grains under max. The second group went up by 1/2 grain, and then that last group went up by another 1/2 grain. I think this is anemic 4350, not accurate 4350. So terrible velocity. Of course, it's 162 grain, which is a pretty big pill for a 7mm-08. But yeah, definitely needs more velocity. The last two loads that I'll be shooting next, I know they're compressed just a little bit, and one of them will be max, one of them will be 1/2 grain over max. So velocity, not good. Let's see what the groups look like. All right, that was the 3-shot group, little over a minute of angle, minute and 1.2 inches, something like that. Not good, but not horrible. This one was not good at all. It's probably a 2-inch group, so not that impressed so far. We've got 2 more to go. Let's shoot them now. All right, finally got up there around 2400. That last group, the SD, was pretty good. I was shooting for more like 2500, so not really where I wanted to get with the velocity. And that's a 1/2 grain over max, and it's slightly compressed, so there's not much more room there. Let's look at the groups. They're not terrible. All right, disregard that. That was already there. That was the first of those 2 groups, so 1.5 inches. And then that was the last group, probably 1 inch. So minute of angle, decent SD, 2400 feet per second, not terrible. So this is just the first time I've ever shot the gun, shooting factory ammo and reloads. Had a blast doing it, had a good time. Definitely will be working more at it. But all in all, I think it's a shooter. I just haven't found the right loads for it yet. And definitely on the hand loads, need to get a different powder that'll get me more velocity. But this is really fun. I'm excited to continue to play with it. And once again, Chris, thank you for letting me use the gun. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Share this video if you think it's worth sharing. And please comment below. Do you have any experience with 7mm-08, with accurate 4350 powder, 162 grain Amaxes, or any of the factory ammo that I've shot? I'd love to read about it if that's the case. Hopefully you've had a great day, and until next time, take care.